The woman who dumped Ryan for a millionaire was standing in front of him, crying, begging, completely broken. And for a moment, Ryan almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Then he remembered the last thing she said before she left.
Love doesn't pay bills.
3 years earlier, Emily traded Ryan for a richer man, a man with private jets, luxury cars, and more money than either of them could ever spend. She thought she had won. She thought she was upgrading her life. She thought she'd never need Ryan again. But she was wrong, because 3 years later, the money was gone, the millionaire was gone, and the woman who once said Ryan wasn't enough was begging for a second chance. And before we tell you what happened next, let us ask you something. If someone left you for money, would you ever take them back? Be honest. Let us know in the comments below. Because what Emily did to Ryan was even worse than you're imagining. 3 years earlier, life was simple, not perfect, but good. Ryan Carter was 30 years old, an architect, hardworking, ambitious, and completely in love. The wedding was 92 days away. Not someday, not eventually. 92 days. The venue was booked. The honeymoon was paid for. The invitations had already been mailed. Ryan's mother spent months helping Emily choose decorations. Emily's parents had already booked flights for relatives. Everything was ready. Everything. Everybody believed they were getting married, including Ryan, especially Ryan. One evening, Emily sat beside him flipping through wedding magazines.
What if we use white roses instead?
I thought you wanted orchids.
I changed my mind.
Again?
I have standards.
And somehow I still got approved.
Barely.
She laughed. Ryan laughed. And for a moment, everything felt perfect. Looking back, that memory hurt more than any argument, because it reminded Ryan of the future he thought he had, a future that would never happen. Emily Parker had a gift. People loved her. Ryan's friends, Ryan's family, even strangers. She could walk into any room and instantly become the center of attention. She was beautiful, funny, confident, the type of woman who made life feel exciting. When Ryan proposed, Emily cried, actual tears.
Is that a yes?
What do you think?
I think you're making me nervous.
Then yes.
She threw her arms around him, and for one perfect moment, everything felt right. At the time, Ryan believed those tears meant she couldn't imagine life without him. Years later, he realized they meant something else. Because while Ryan was planning their future, someone else was already entering the picture. A man named Victor Kane, and Ryan had no idea how much damage he was about to cause. The changes didn't happen overnight. That's what made them so dangerous. If someone suddenly becomes a different person, you notice. But when it happens little by little, you don't. At first it was social media, luxury influencers, designer brands, million-dollar homes, private jets. Every day there was another video, another mansion, another billionaire lifestyle. One night, Emily showed Ryan a beachfront estate.
Can you imagine living somewhere like this?
We'd need a lottery ticket.
Some people don't.
Most people aren't billionaires.
Maybe some people just think bigger.
Ryan laughed. Emily didn't. And for the first time, the conversation didn't feel like a joke. It felt like a warning. A few weeks later, the comparison started. At first they were subtle, then they weren't. One evening during dinner, Emily looked up from her phone.
Do you ever think about making more money?
Sure.
How often?
I don't know. Why?
Because some people seem a lot more ambitious than others.
The comment hit harder than she probably intended, or maybe exactly as hard as she intended. Ryan wasn't lazy. He worked long hours. He was building a career. But for the first time, it felt like that wasn't enough. And once that thought entered his mind, it never completely left. The first time Ryan met Victor Kane, he understood why people were drawn to him. Victor was charismatic, confident, powerful, the kind of man who walked into a room and immediately became the center of attention. Emily met him at a charity fundraiser. A month later, she invited Ryan to one of Victor's events. The moment they arrived, Ryan noticed something. Victor barely looked at him, but he couldn't stop looking at Emily, and Emily couldn't stop looking at him. The chemistry was obvious, at least to everyone except Ryan. Or maybe he saw it. Maybe he just didn't want to believe it. Then something happened that Ryan still remembered clearly. Victor handed Emily a glass of champagne. She laughed at something he said, and for a moment, she looked at Victor the way she used to look at Ryan. That's when he felt it. The first real warning. The feeling that something was very wrong. After Victor entered their lives, everything changed. Slowly at first, then all at once. Date nights disappeared. Phone calls became shorter. Conversations felt forced. Whenever Ryan talked about the wedding, Emily seemed distracted, like her mind was somewhere else. One night, Ryan found her scrolling through photos of luxury homes online for almost 2 hours.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
But it wasn't nothing, because she wasn't looking at houses. She was looking at a lifestyle she was starting to believe Ryan could never give her. And the worst part? Ryan still thought they could fix it. 3 months before the wedding, everything changed. Emily called Ryan during lunch. The moment he heard her voice, something felt wrong. A warning, a feeling, instinct, whatever you want to call it. Something wasn't right.
Hey,
We need to talk.
about what?
Tonight.
No explanation, no details, just 3 words. We need to talk. And suddenly, nothing felt normal anymore. That evening, Emily chose one of the most expensive restaurants in the city. The kind of place they never visited. The kind of place Victor probably visited every week. The moment Ryan sat down, he noticed something. Emily wasn't wearing her engagement ring. His stomach dropped. The waitress brought water. Neither of them touched it. The silence felt unbearable. Finally, Ryan spoke.
What's going on?
Emily looked down, took a deep breath, then raised her eyes to meet his. And in that moment, Ryan knew whatever came next would change everything.
Your love isn't enough.
What?
Your love isn't enough.
What does that mean?
For a second, Ryan hoped there was another explanation, another reason, anything. Then Emily delivered the sentence that destroyed their future.
It means I want his money.
Silence. Absolute silence. Ryan stared at her, unable to believe what he had just heard. For years together, a wedding 92 days away, and suddenly, none of it mattered, because another man had a bigger bank account. For several seconds, Ryan couldn't speak. He just stared at Emily, waiting for her to smile, waiting for her to tell him this was some horrible joke, waiting for anything that made sense. Nothing came.
What did you just say?
You heard me. No.
I need you to say it again.
Your love isn't enough.
Because of Victor?
Because of reality.
What does that even mean?
It means I don't want to spend the rest of my life struggling.
We aren't struggling.
Not yet.
That word hit Ryan harder than he expected. Yet, as if their future had already been judged, already been measured, already been found lacking.
Ryan, you're a good man.
The moment she said those words, Ryan knew nothing good ever follows that sentence.
But good men don't always build extraordinary lives.
So that's what this is?
You think I'm ordinary?
I think Victor can give me opportunities you never will.
For 4 years, Ryan believed Emily loved him. Maybe she did, at one point. But sitting there, watching her explain why another man's wealth mattered more than their future, he wasn't sure anymore.
Are you in love with him?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe.
Emily, he's the reason you're ending our engagement. You should know.
It doesn't matter.
It matters to me
Why?
because you're my fiancé.
Silence. The word seemed to bother her. Fiancé, a reminder of everything she was throwing away.
I can't do this anymore.
Do what?
Pretend.
Pretend what?
Pretend I'm happy with an average life.
Let us ask you something. If the person you love told you that money mattered more than loyalty, would you still want to marry them? Be honest. Let us know in the comments below, because what Emily said next was even worse.
So that's it? 4 years? A wedding? Our future? All gone because another guy has more money?
It's not just money.
Then what is it?
Freedom.
Freedom, choices, experiences.
A bigger life.
And you think I'm holding you back?
I think Victor can give me the future you never could.
There it was. The sentence that would stay with Ryan for years. The sentence that would echo in his mind long after she left.
Love doesn't build the future I want.
And just like that, everything shattered. The check arrived. Neither of them touched it. Eventually, Ryan paid. Not because he wanted to, because he wanted the night to end. Emily stood, picked up her purse, and walked toward the exit. Ryan followed, still trying to process everything, still hoping some part of this wasn't real. Then they stepped outside, and Ryan saw him, Victor, standing beside a black luxury car, waiting. Ryan freezes. Emily notices. Victor notices. Nobody says anything.
Everything okay?
I'm fine.
So this was already happening?
Emily didn't answer. She didn't need to. The look on her face told him everything. This wasn't a possibility. This wasn't a new idea. This had been happening for a while.
When?
What?
When did you stop loving me?
I don't know.
That's a lie. You know exactly when.
Months ago.
Months, while they planned a wedding, while Ryan's mother helped choose decorations, while Emily's parents booked flights, while Ryan worked overtime to build their future. Months.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry.
No. You're sorry I found out.
Emily lowered her head, but she didn't argue, because she knew he was right. Victor opened the passenger door. Emily looked at Ryan one last time. For a brief second, Ryan thought he saw doubt in her eyes. Then it disappeared.
I hope someday you understand.
I won't.
You will. No.
I really won't.
Emily climbed into the car. Victor closed the door. The engine started, and just like that, for years disappeared down the street. Without hesitation, without looking back, without tears, and somehow, that hurt the most. The weeks that followed were brutal. Canceled venues, refund requests, awkward conversations, humiliating explanations, friends asking questions, family trying to help. Everywhere Ryan looked, he saw reminders, wedding brochures, guest lists, photos, dreams, and every single one hurt. The apartment felt empty. The silence felt endless. And the future he spent years planning no longer existed. The hardest part? Despite everything, Ryan still loved her. Then one night, Ryan made a mistake. He opened social media and froze. There she was, Emily, standing beside Victor, on a private yacht, champagne in hand, designer dress, ocean behind them, smiling, as if the last 4 years had never happened. At that moment, Ryan thought she had won. He thought Victor had won. He thought life was unfair. But he was wrong, because while Emily was celebrating her new life, the foundation beneath it was already beginning to crack, and neither of them had any idea what was coming. People always say time heals everything. They're wrong. Time doesn't heal anything. What heals people is what they choose to do with that time. And for a while, Ryan wasn't doing much of anything. He went to work, came home, ate dinner, went to sleep, then repeated the process. Every day felt the same. Every night felt worse. The hardest part wasn't losing Emily. It was losing the future he thought they were going to have. The wedding, the family, the house, the life. Gone. Just gone. One afternoon, Ryan's grandfather stopped by unexpectedly. He took one look at Ryan and immediately knew something was wrong.
You look terrible.
Thanks.
I'm serious.
I've had a rough year.
I know.
He sat down across from Ryan, quiet for a moment, then said something Ryan would never forget.
The best revenge isn't making someone regret losing you. Then what is it? Building a life so good, their opinion no longer matters.
The next morning, Ryan got up before sunrise. For the first time in months, he went to the gym, then work, then home, then repeated it, again, and again, and again. The heartbreak became fuel. The anger became discipline. The disappointment became motivation. For years, Ryan dreamed about starting his own architecture firm. Fear always stopped him. Now, he had nothing left to lose. 6 months later, Ryan quit his job. Everyone thought he was crazy. Maybe he was. But for the first time in a long time, he felt alive. Starting a business wasn't glamorous. It wasn't exciting. And it definitely wasn't easy. Clients said no. Projects failed. Money was tight. Stress was constant. There were nights Ryan couldn't sleep. Days he questioned everything. More than once, he considered quitting. Then he'd remember Emily. Not because he wanted her back, because he refused to let the worst thing that ever happened to him become the reason he failed. Slowly, things improved. 1 client became 3, 3 became 10, 10 became 20, and before he realized it, the company was growing. For the first time in years, Ryan wasn't thinking about Emily every day, and that's when someone unexpected entered his life. Ryan met Sophia Bennett at a charity fundraiser, ironically in the same type of event where Emily met Victor. But Sophia was different, completely different. She wasn't interested in status. She wasn't impressed by money, and she definitely wasn't impressed by success. The first thing she said to Ryan wasn't about business.
Is it really that bad?
It was about the terrible coffee.
Worse than the art.
This might be the worst coffee I've ever tasted,
Then why are you drinking it?
because I paid $12 for it.
That's fair.
For the first time in a long time, Ryan laughed. A real laugh. Not a polite one. Not a forced one. A real one. Weeks later, they were walking through a park when Sophia suddenly stopped.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
The wrong person leaving doesn't decrease your value.
What?
It just creates space for the right person to arrive.
Ryan looked at her, speechless, because for the first time, someone wasn't judging him by what he had lost. They were seeing him for who he was. While Ryan's life was improving, Emily's appeared perfect, at least online. Private jets, luxury vacations, designer clothes, exclusive events. Every photo looked flawless. Every caption looked flawless. Every moment looked flawless. But appearances can be deceptive, because behind those photos, the cracks were beginning to show. Victor wasn't the man Emily thought he was. Or maybe, he was finally showing who he really was. The first warning sign came during a dinner party. One of Victor's business associates complimented Emily. Nothing inappropriate, nothing unusual, just a simple compliment.
You have a beautiful home.
Thank you.
She's lucky to be here.
The room immediately fell silent. Emily forced a smile, but inside, something shifted. For the first time, she realized the luxury lifestyle wasn't free. Everything came with a price, and Victor expected payment. Later that night, they drove home in silence. Finally, Emily spoke.
Do you ever miss when things were simpler?
No.
I do.
Victor didn't respond, and somehow, that hurt more than an argument. Let us ask you something. Do you believe karma is real? Comment yes or no below. Because what happened next made Emily question every decision she'd made over the last 3 years. And trust us, she wasn't prepared for what was coming. Ryan's company continued growing. New contracts, new employees, new opportunities. Meanwhile, Victor became colder, more controlling, more demanding. Ryan closed the biggest deal of his career. Emily spent another evening being criticized. Ryan celebrated with Sophia. Emily argued with Victor. Ryan started planning for the future. Emily started questioning hers. One life was expanding, the other was shrinking, and neither of them realized how dramatically things were about to change. Then one morning, everything changed. Emily was sitting at the kitchen island scrolling through her phone when she froze.
Vector,
What?
you need to see this.
Victor walked over, looked at the screen, and immediately looked away.
What is it?
It's nothing.
It wasn't nothing, not even close. The headline was about one of Victor's companies. Federal investigators had launched an inquiry. Questions were being asked. Documents were being reviewed. Reporters were calling. Investors were nervous. And for the first time, Victor looked worried, really worried. At first, Victor insisted everything was fine. A misunderstanding, a routine review, nothing serious. But over the next few weeks, things got worse, much worse. Investors started leaving. Business partners stopped calling. Reporters appeared outside offices. The pressure grew, and the cracks in Victor's empire started spreading. Fast, very fast. Emily watched it happen in real time. The confidence, the control, the certainty, all of it disappearing. And for the first time, she began wondering something she never thought she'd ask herself.
What if I made a mistake?
Unfortunately for Emily, the worst part wasn't losing Victor's money. The worst part was discovering what Ryan had become. The investigation didn't disappear. It got worse, much worse. Within weeks, investors started pulling out. Business partners disappeared. Bank accounts were frozen. Projects were canceled. Lawsuits followed. Then came the headlines. Everywhere. Television, newspapers, social media. Victor Kane was under federal investigation. And suddenly, the man who seemed untouchable wasn't untouchable anymore.
This can't be happening.
It'll pass.
You said that last week.
And I'm saying it again.
But even Victor didn't sound convinced anymore. The mansion was the first thing to go. Then one of the cars. Then another. Employees disappeared. Friends stopped calling. Invitations stopped arriving. People who once fought for Victor's attention suddenly couldn't be found. And for the first time, Emily learned a painful lesson. Most of those people weren't friends. They were fans of the lifestyle. When the lifestyle disappeared, so did they. One evening, Emily sat alone in a nearly empty house, looking around, remembering, not Victor, Ryan, movie nights, takeout dinners, long conversations, simple moments, moments she once thought were boring. Now they felt priceless. Weeks passed, then months, and something strange started happening. Emily found herself revisiting old memories. The apartment she once complained about, the restaurant where Ryan proposed, the park where they spent Sunday afternoons, places she hadn't thought about in years. One afternoon, she opened her phone, typed a message, then deleted it. The next day, she did it again, and again, and again, because deep down, Emily already knew the truth. Ryan wasn't waiting for her, but she couldn't stop thinking about him. A few months later, Emily was scrolling through social media when something caught her attention. A business article. The headline read, "Local architecture firm named one of the fastest growing companies in the region." Emily clicked immediately. Her heart started racing, because she already knew who she was about to see. Ryan, smiling, confident, successful, and standing beside him was Sophia.
No.
She stared at the photo, unable to look away, because for the first time, she realized what she had actually lost. Not an architect, not an average man. Ryan, the man who loved her, the man who would have done anything for her, the man she abandoned. 3 weeks later, a mutual friend shared photos online. Hundreds of likes, hundreds of comments. One photo, one caption, and it changed everything. Ryan and Sophia stood together smiling, Sophia's hand resting on Ryan's chest, a diamond ring sparkling beneath the light. The caption read, "Congratulations on your engagement." For several seconds, she couldn't breathe, because the reality finally hit her. Ryan wasn't waiting. Ryan wasn't suffering. Ryan wasn't thinking about her. Ryan had moved on, completely. And suddenly, Emily wanted him back. For days she debated, then weeks. She wrote messages, deleted them, started phone calls, hung up before they connected, visited places they once shared, sat alone with her thoughts. And every day the regret grew. Finally, she sent the message. Ryan looked at the notification and immediately knew why she was reaching out. Not friendship, not closure, regret. Still, he agreed. One conversation, one final conversation. Then it would be over forever. The coffee shop was quiet. Neither of them knew what to say. Emily looked different. Older, tired, defeated. Ryan noticed immediately, but he didn't mention it.
You look good.
Thanks.
Your company is doing well.
It is.
Silence. Awkward. Heavy. Then Emily finally said what she came to say.
I made a mistake.
I know.
I was wrong.
I know.
I never should have left.
You shouldn't have.
Tears filled Emily's eyes. Real tears. The kind Ryan once would have done anything to stop.
Ryan, can we try again?
Silence. The question hung between them. For years, Emily imagined this moment. She imagined Ryan forgiving her, taking her back, starting over. She imagined she'd get a second chance. Then Ryan spoke.
No.
What?
No.
Please.
No.
Why?
Ryan looked at her calmly. Not angry, not bitter, just finished.
Because if you loved me, you never would have left.
Emily started crying. Ryan remained calm.
I was stupid.
I know.
I thought money would make me happy.
And did it?
Silence. Emily lowered her head because they both knew the answer.
You left because you thought Victor was better than me. The truth is, Sophia never needed me to be better than anyone.
Emily closed her eyes. The words hit harder than she expected because they were true.
The woman I wanted to marry disappeared years ago. And the man sitting here today would never choose someone who chose money over loyalty.
For the first time, Emily truly understood. Ryan wasn't rejecting her out of revenge. He was rejecting her because he'd learned his worth. Ryan stood, reached into his pocket, paid for the coffee, then walked toward the exit. Outside, Sophia was waiting.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay.
Together they walked away, leaving Emily sitting alone, the same way she left Ryan years earlier. Only now, she finally understood exactly how it felt. Money can buy comfort. Money can buy luxury. Money can buy attention. But money cannot buy loyalty. Money cannot buy character. And money cannot buy genuine love. Because sometimes, the most expensive mistake a person can make is trading something real for something shiny. But what do you think? Did Ryan make the right decision? Would you have forgiven Emily? Or do some betrayals deserve no second chances? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story filled with betrayal, heartbreak, karma, and redemption, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful stories. Because sometimes, the greatest revenge isn't getting even. It's moving on and becoming everything they said you could never be.